I'm hoping it'll look really good, but I'm a little nervous about this. I have no idea. I might feel like that's not even close to enough time. So I have to confess, I am definitely one of those people who likes things done really, really well, and if I can't do something perfectly, a lot of times I don't even start. And that has definitely been the case for my pantry, which you can see in the background. For years, I have followed the home edit and looked at Pinterest and books and thought, I am going to go to the Container Store someday and spend the money and spend the time and figure out a beautiful system to keep my pantry not just organized, but just beautiful. And there are so many obstacles in my mind when I think about that I haven't done it. Well, now is the time to just bite the bullet and make something happen to make this pantry look better than it does now, because we are selling our house and we have showings this weekend and I want it to look nicer in there. So what I'm gonna do is give myself 20 minutes to make it as nice as I can. I'm hoping it'll look really good, but I'm a little nervous about this. I have no idea. I might feel like that's not even close to enough time. I'm also a little nervous because I have not done anything with my hair for the past few days except for brush it and put some cornstarch in it. So I don't know how the back of my head looks. If it looks really greasy while you're watching the back of my head, it's because it is. But let's get things started. And if you are finding me, if you're new here, my name is Diana. I'm a certified professional life coach. I work with go-getter Christian women and just help them live an intentional life and help them ideally to not be crazy perfectionists, which goodness knows I've come so far. Praise God. This video is part of Dawn, the Minimal Mom's Mega Motivation series. If you guys have not gone and followed Dawn yet, even though I've been talking about her for so long and I think her content is gold, go follow her. I'll link to her below, The Minimal Mom. But there's also a whole series of videos about kitchen decluttering, kitchen decorating, so go check that out. And at the end of this video, if you stick around, I will reward you and show you a little tour of our staged kitchen as it is currently. Okay, let's get started on this. I'm setting my timer for 20 minutes. I'm gonna start with removing things that don't need to be in there. It's not a huge pantry. I have not purchased any organizing stuff for this pantry at all. I'm just using stuff I have around the house. I think if I put more time into this and I purchased some stuff, I could fit more things in it. But it's not huge, and it's not deep. The shelves are pretty shallow. So I like to keep extra stuff, kind of the back stock, in our hall closet. So I'm gonna take out a few things to begin with that I think should go in that closet, because I've found that the more stuff we have in there, the more, the more stuff there is, the worse the organization gets. So I think first of all, I need to start by just having less to organize to begin with. And then from there, I'll probably take things out of packaging as much as I can. And I don't really have a game plan. We're just gonna see what we can do in 20 minutes, but I'll probably kind of work my way from the top down and just see how nice we can make it. The containers are not matching. They're just random containers that I had around the house. Stuff that's been in there and a couple other empty ones that I pulled out. So it's not gonna be perfect, but I think hopefully this works for me. I think this will be a great lesson in life and in stuff related to your home. Not to wait until you have the money to do it perfectly or the time to do it perfectly, but just start and try, and I think usually you're gonna surprise yourself. So again, I hope that's the case. All right, 20 minutes, here I go. Okay, so here's a close look at the before. So you can just see what we're dealing with here. I feel like I need some pump up music, but 20 minutes, let's go. Kyle's homemade sauerkraut. I do not want this stinking up the pantry for showing, so he's gonna have to finish that up. This we do not use anymore, so you can get rid of that, or at least not keep it in here. Totally empty canister. Don't need that. Okay, so now I'm gonna take stuff out of packaging. gonna wash these apples quick. All right, 15 minutes left. I'm going to decant some of these things into jars. Tin that my godfather gave me. I love using sentimental things for practical purposes. I feel like I should do this over the sink. I've got 10 minutes. This because I'm gonna get like this flaky stuff on the shelf, but I don't know, it's way prettier, so we're gonna try it. That's how it goes. I'm just realizing I could probably switch out and put like onions in this bowl and then put the fruit in this other bigger one because it'd be less messy, but good enough, right? All right, I've got about 8 minutes to go. Feeling good, feeling like I'm making progress here. I think I'm gonna move these jars up to this shelf because it's just prettier. I just want that to be more visible right when you open it. Here. I'm not sure what I want to do next. I think I'm gonna hide the chocolate. I don't want this hanging in here. I don't know how I noticed that until now. Right, I feel like I have too much space in here now. I feel like I have too much space. Alright, since I have the time and the space, I think I'm actually going to put some of my backstock back in. But we are like a little bit low on food right now, so I don't want to put too much back in because I want to leave space for other stuff when we go grocery shopping. Oh, there's my time. All right, well, that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna put these teas back in here. I think that's good. That's good enough. So let's have a tour. Here are the things that, which it's really not a lot. Actually, this goes back in the cupboard. So just a few things that are gonna go in backstock or go in different parts of the house where they belong instead. And here is the after. So I feel like everything just has a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more space. And when you open it up, the first thing that I feel like pops out at you is this, which is much more visually appealing and makes me happy. I didn't just do this to be able to sell my house. I did it for my own sanity and joy as well. I love that this shelf is only jars. I don't care that I didn't label these other ones because I know what all that stuff is. Those two, I labeled them because I literally didn't remember. So I like that this whole level is just cans and the almond butter. and that all fits, but there's a little bit of space. And then these next two are kind of random snacks and some flour, and then spices and bags, and you know, all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. We've got a whole shelf on the bottom open, space here, space down here and here to put more stuff, and could definitely put some things here as well. Like, the perfectionist in me is like, oh my goodness, this is not perfect. This could be so much more perfect. But I am choosing to be happy with good enough, and I think for the sake of me just feeling like it's more organized, and someone else opening the pantry when they come to our home and, you know, seeing its contents, I think it serves its job. So thanks so much for watching this. I'm gonna give you a little tour of my kitchen in just a second here. And if you are not part of my email family yet, please, please, please come join us. Find the link for that below, dianakerr.com/workbook. I'll send you a free workbook that will change the way that you view your time as a Christian woman. And then you'll be part of our email family, and I send out really, really valuable content on intentional living for Christian women. So we'd love to have you. And all right, let's do that little tour. All right, so here's what our kitchen looks like right now, staged to sell, aside from the crock pot, which is not part of the staging, but maybe in a Midwestern house it should be. So there's not really a ton that's different in here, but it's definitely a little bit tidier and no kid stuff. Normally we have a wooden high chair right here, so we took that away. We also normally have like a little, it's not a bouncer thing, I don't know, like a kid thing that sits right here. So obviously we took those out of the way. We also took down frame photo grid thing that we had here. So this is a little bit more cleared off than usual. But generally speaking, this is kind of how our kitchen looks. Replaced this with just a botanical print. It was a family photo. And then I had like a thrift store cutting board here in this spot on the bottom. And I got a cuter one from World Market, and that made a big difference. The other one was kind of nasty. The sink, we took out our dish drying rack on this side and then just left cute stuff out instead of some of the uglier dishwashing stuff, which normally we don't have much, and normally it goes underneath anyway. But our fridge we always keep cleaned off, but we do normally have like kids artwork and kid magnets on the side, so we took those off obviously. And our counters always look like this, don't hate me. I mean, there's usually a couple things sitting out on them, like a glass of water or my planner or something, but we always have that little lamp on in the corner, and we don't keep anything sitting out like toasters or coffee makers or anything like that. So honestly, staging was pretty easy, and we already had some cute plants in here. I snipped some greens from the backyard, and yeah, pretty much good to go. We don't keep a rug in here, even though I love the look of kind of like a vintage style rug in a kitchen. It just is so impractical. So, especially with kids, I just can't bring myself to do it. And we have pots and pans hanging up here, so that kind of serves almost as like decor. So very, very simple, and this is not a fancy kitchen by any means. It's original to our house. It's 70 years old. We painted the cabinets and did new hardware, these cute knobs that we've had for years. They've held up great. And my husband put a new inexpensive countertop on several years ago, which definitely made a big difference. But otherwise, it's a pretty simple kitchen, but we found that just by keeping it clean and having some plants and keeping it tidy, it's pretty cute and we like it. So that's our kitchen. And you already saw the pantry. Let's hope it makes someone very happy.